This is solving logarithmic equations with the change of base, number 41 and 42 on page 313. Remember, 41 is the one that's going to be on your unit test and your final. And quick review again. To change a base, all you have to do is use this formula here. And then I gave an example here that we'll be using, two examples here that we'll be using for 41. Now, basically, when I changed the base here, I did just like the formula here. I did exactly here. I followed the formula for both of these. And I get to pick what base I want. In the case we're going to use, I'm going to use base 2. So I can pick whatever base I want when I do change a base. That's why it's called change of base. So I'm changing my base to 2. Now when I do that, what I'm going to do in the denominator here is write this. I'm going to write my numerator as log base 2 of x, but I'm going to write this as log base 2 of 2 to the 4th. And I'm going to write this one as log base 2 of x for log base 2 to the 2 squared. And then what I'm going to do is use my power property and put the 4 in front. And I'm going to put here, I'm going to put the 2 in front. So I'm just going to expand and put the 2 in front. When I do that, what I'll have here, this equals 1, and this equals 1. So basically what I'm going to get for 1 is log base 2 of x over 4. And for number 2, I'm just going to get log base 2 of x over 2. Because this equals 1, and when I cancel out this is 1 times 4 is 4. This equals 1, so 1 times 2 is 2. And that's what we're going to do on number 1. So here we go. We have log base 16 of x plus log base 4 of x plus log base 2 of x equals 7. Now the reason this is on your unit test and final, it incorporates everything. It incorporates condensing, expanding, change of base, and solving. So everything you need to know about logs is on here. The only thing it doesn't have is the E and the ln. So like I said in the previous video, or the previous slide, I'm going to do change of base for these two. Now I'm going to convert it to base 2, so I'm going to leave this guy alone. And this guy I'm going to go ahead and write as times log base 2 of 2. I'm just multiplying this by 1. So this original here is going to be log of x over 16. No, it's not that. Of log of 16, sorry. Plus log of x over log of 4. I'm going to keep him the same. Log base 2 of x equals 7 times log base 2 of 2. Now, I'm going to go ahead and change my bases. I want my base to be 2. You always want it to be smaller, just like we did with the exponents. So I'm just going to put 2 here. I can pick whatever I want. I just want them all to be the same. I'm also going to change this to 2 squared, so I'm going to do another line here. So we have log base 2 of x over log base 2 of 4, not 4, but 2 squared, 2 to the 4th, plus log base 2 of x over log base 2 of 2 squared, plus log base 2 of x equals 7 times log base 2 of 2. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead on this slide and I'm going to move my 4 in front, and I'll move my 2 in front. I also know that log base 2 of 2 is 1, so 1 times 4 is 4, log base 2 of 2 is 1, so we have a 2 here, so that's going to be 2. So let me rewrite it. We basically have log base 2 of x over 4 plus log base 2 of x over 2 plus log base 2 of x equals 7 times log base 2 of 2. Now in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply everything through by 4. So what will happen is, when I distribute here, this 4's will cancel here. So this part will cancel, and then 2 will go into 4 2 times, so we'll get the 2 there. So let's do that. So I'm going to rewrite this. We have 4 times log base 2 of x over 4 plus log base 2 of x over 2 plus log base 2 of x equals 7 times log base 2 of 2. We multiply through by 4. So the 4's will cancel here. You're multiplying each piece by 4. So you get log base 2 of x plus 2 times log base 2 of x. And this is really over 1, so you get plus 4 times log base 2 of x equals 28 times log base 2 of 2. Okay? Now, when you use your power property, so when you have this out, we can put all this together, and we're going to get log base 2 of x times log base 2 of x squared plus log base 2 of x to the 4th equals log base 2 of 2 to the 28th. Okay? Now I'm going to condense, and I get log base 2 of x to the 7 equals log. I'm going to go ahead on this one, to make it simpler, I'm going to go ahead and write this as 28 log base 2. You don't have to. I'm just going to do it for now. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and use my power property and put the 7 in front. So I get 7 log base 2 of x equals 28 log base 2 of 2. When I do that, I can divide both sides by 7. So I get log base 2 of x equals 4 times log base 2 of 2. Okay? Now, let's go to the next page. We have log base 2 of x equals, what is it? 4 times log base 2 of 2. Now I'm going to use my power property and move him back up here. So we have log base 2 of x equals log base 2 of 2 to the 4th. Now I can cross out this, and I just get x equals 16. And that's your solution set. There's different orders, different ways you can do this, but that's the most convenient way. And let me just go back a little bit. If you get used to this, you're welcome to skip some steps here. For example, in here, like you could skip this step if you already know how to write this. So it's not as long as it seems. I just did every single step. Okay, I'm going to do 42. I'm going to shorten it. And I'm not going to do all the steps. I'll try to do as many as I can. So we have log 9 of x plus 3 times log base 9 of x equals 14. Alright. This was not base 9. Sorry, this is base 3. So, bottom line is the bases are different. So I'm going to go with the smaller base and use base 3. So I'm going to change base for this one. This is going to be log of x over log of 9. And my base is going to be little 3 here. Now I'm going to go ahead and write this as 3 times log base 3 of x. And I'm going to go ahead and write this as log base 3 of 3. So now my bases are the same. I'm going to take care of this and write this, and I want it to be a 3. I'm going to write this 9 as 3 squared. So instead of 9, I'm going to write it as 3 squared. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this 2 and use my power property and pull him out front. So basically, you know that this equals 1. So what we have is log base 3 of x over 2 plus 3 times log base 3 of x, and you can write this over 1 if you want, equals 14 times log base 3 of 3. Now from here, I'm going to multiply everything, get rid of this fraction here, this 2, multiply everything through by 2. So this will yield log base 3 of x plus 6 times log base 3 of x equals, I'm going to go ahead and, 14 times 2 is what? 28. So 28 times log base 3 of 3. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and condense this here. And I'm going to, have this written down because we're going to go to the next slide. This is going to be log base 3 of x times x to the 6th. Let me go back. All I did was bring the 6 up here, use the power property, then I used the product property and put these together. I condensed this. Equals 28 log base 3 of 3. Now we know that this is x to the 7th, so we have log base 3 of x to the 7th equals 28 times log base 3 of 3. At this stage I'm going to go ahead and bring him out front and put him in the front here. So I have 7, use my power property, log base 3 of x equals 28 times log base 3 of 3. I'm going to divide both sides by 7, so I get log base 3 of x equals 4 times log base 3 of 3. I'm going to use my power property. Instead of put the 4 here, I'm going to put it here. I can cancel my log base 3's, and I get x equals 3 to the 4th, which is 81, is my solution set. And that's how you do those.